My name is Fergie. Welcome to Casa Alta TV. We are here in Casa Alta headquarters in Denver. I am very privileged to be joined by the legendary Omri. Yes, sir.
Do it. How are you?
Yes, sir.
You don't.
Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you.
And of course, the chief visionary, the legend, Mark Harden, founder of Casa Alta. Welcome.
Very sweet.
Welcome. Great place we have here. Soon to be the studio to match no other. Happy days. What's happening?
Happy days.
Happy days. Beautiful day.
Very cold.
A little cold for a friend here.
Omri, it's your first time in Denver.
Yeah, happy to be here.
But
Maybe on a warmer day.
It's a little bit cold. It's a little bit cold.
You don't have any of those. Huh?
Bit nipply.
Well, I'm from Ireland, so I'm used to this. You know, I see.
Full on Middle East, you
I
know.
was going to put my shorts on for that. But Mark, you are the resident,
Now,
the founder, Casa Alta. Tell us a little bit about that.
I'd like to also move. It's very cold here. No, I mean, hey, this is our first episode. We got one of my favorite artists here. Inspiring artists.
Thank you.
Beautiful artists. Make some of my favorite music. You know what? It's a little bit nasty. It's got a little bit of bite to it. I respect that.
He's been bigging you up a lot, so
Yeah. It's an honor to have you. Thank you.
Thank you, honest
Cheers.
to be here.
cheers, guys. Yep.
Cheers, mate.
So Denver, I mean, I'm from Ireland, just to give you a little bit of an insight. I'm from Ireland and obviously travel a lot, and my wife's from Denver. And through all my travels, I've always said to her, I've never met anybody that parties as much as the people in Ireland. Then she brought me to Denver. And I was like,
Joke for her.
is that okay? Right, these are my people. So
Bunch of pussies here.
compared to you, yeah.
I just call it fax machine nipper.
Yeah. So where were you last night? You just flown in?
Yeah, I came from Tulum, had some shows. It's January, you know, and New Year's Eve, played with Mayan Warrior. Whoever doesn't know, it's a camp from Burning Man is doing. Also shows around the world. Did some shows there. Now I'm here with you guys. Going back tomorrow.
Maybe.
It may be.
We're not so sure about
Maybe.
that.
We'll see.
Mark's trying to sort
I've
some
got a
stuff
few
out.
ideas that might be more interesting than the normal.
Yeah, we'll see. Time will tell.
So you mentioned Mayan Warrior.
Yeah,
You played there last year?
I played there this birth.
Oh, this one, yeah, with Yummy Good She. It's a back-to-back thing.
Was
Or
amazing.
Was it
Yeah.
built as verses?
No, it's a back-to-back thing.
Okay. How did
What is
that?
this versus?
I don't know this versus.
It's a face-to-face
We're
thing?
not in a fight. You know what I mean?
Do you know what? I was looking it up and it was like verses, and I was like, okay, I'm going to ask them about this. So, in your mind, it wasn't a verses.
No, it was
just,
B2B. Yeah, this versus thing, it's very weird. It's
corny.
because the thing is that you need to like help each other. It's definitely not a versus thing.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Do you think that, with the influx of incredible talent and productions that have been coming out of Israel the last few years, they're maybe trying to create something there?
What do you mean? Sorry.
Well, just the verses thing, because there's so many great
I've got a
artists
few verses
now.
I'd like to see out of there.
There's so many great artists that are
Yeah.
coming from
I don't know if
Israel.
I like the saying versus, it takes me to like video games that you like one fight the other, you know what I mean? This guy versus this one. So back to back, there's a lot of talents that come from Tel Aviv these days. I think the main most bold one, it's Mitagami and Adam Ted. Obviously,
Let's two.
yeah. Yeah, so
Maybe those guys
I
should
mean
go.
the back to back.
Maybe they should go front to front. Should they go front to front?
Maybe side to side.
So
all around.
I want to ask you, coming from Israel, so many great artists, do you know each other previous? Like how did you all get together? Or was that something that just
think it's-
organically happened?
Yeah, I
or-
think it's organically. We all come from the same place, and it's a very small scene. It's very developed, and a lot of artists come to Israel, come outside of Israel, both in house music and in psytrance, as far as you know. And yeah, it's like a natural thing. We all play in the same places, get inspired by each other. Like every scene, I guess, around the world. You know what I mean?
So the psytrance style it's been big for a long time.
Yeah,
And Israel
since
was
forever.
that
Yeah.
your early kind of
I used to produce psytrance, yeah, for like 4 or 5 years.
What is psytrance?
Hmm?
What is psytrance?
Psytrance is psychedelic trance. It's a genre in electronic music, very popular in Israel and Europe. Also here in the States, you have some pretty decent.
Who's like the more mainstream psytrance music?
Yeah, I think Austrix and what you mean from Israel?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people here don't know psytrance.
Yeah, well, Austrix is like the biggest in Israel, and you had Loud that unfortunately they split, which I think I always say to my friends, like whoever never listened to a Loud set, never like listened to fucking real thing going on.
That's your shit, huh?
Yeah, like they took me to very wild places growing up.
When are you gonna go back to those?
maybe one day,
Oh my goodness.
Maybe one.
So the psytrance obviously is very different to what you've progressed into.
Yeah.
Obviously the BPMs from
Yeah.
one is very.
But I think it's still very influenced. I think all the sound that's coming right now from Israel is very influenced from psytrance, obviously, because we grew up on it. You know what I mean? Like in the States, people grow up on hip hop, and then you see like all those mashup and remixes and like those hip hop elements in different genres as well. So this is what's happening in Israel, and I think that this is what everybody's trying to aim to make like this psychedelic house kind of sound. You know what I mean?
I think one of the main things that you guys definitely seem to do very naturally is incorporate the grit of the culture into your music.
Yeah.
It comes from a different place.
Yeah.
It seems like it's more made for yourself and audience later, but taking audience into consideration. But it's first and foremost, it seems like it's coming from your perspective and no deviation.
Yeah, well, I would like to think that I would like to believe that every artist is motivated by those things, maybe it's not true, maybe it is true, but you get fed from the environment in so many things, and like even the build of the tune, it's like things happen very quick, a lot of things happen in which I feel like it's similar to Israel, you know what I mean? Like a lot of things is going on, and you can't it's not very stable and still and calm, like the situation in the country in general all over the years. So I believe that it also comes to life in music, you know what I mean? Like we need this spice. It's already in the system.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely comes across. Would you say that, I was thinking about it earlier, and I was thinking about, stuff we were going to talk about, and I can look at it from my perspective, and in the early 90s, when there was an influx of American DJ producers who were making big waves and incredible music, they weren't really playing that much in the United States of America, but their music was absolutely massive in the UK. Would you say that your music crosses over more in the UK, or is there a huge scene in Israel?
There is a huge scene in Israel. There's a huge scene in Israel, and I think that if we didn't have this thing and all this interest inside the country, then it wouldn't be exposed outside, because there was a lot of festivals that came into Israel, like Digital and BPM, Digital and BPM, and a lot of others. And a lot of Solomon came and did like a 45,000 people show, only him, and like the scene is happening. So, it's just, this is how it works.
It's interesting because, looking at how much the scene has evolved on the world stage, one thing I look at what you guys are doing, there just seems to be more intrigue. It's very, very intriguing because you don't know what you guys are going to do.
Yeah.
Next, it's very beautifully unpredictable.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
No, but one thing I've noticed about your music, though, it doesn't attach itself to the pop culture as much. You know, it has an additional element of vibe to it,
Yeah,
where it's not grabbing and like those, a lot of those songs that grab an old hooks from 20, 30 years ago are beautiful, cool. It's a way to grab people to the sound. But I've noticed that I haven't heard much of that from you.
Yeah.
Is that intentional?
I'm not very much of a sample guy. I like to keep things original, and I understand there is like this inspiration thing, and you can take something small and start with it and take. But in just my agenda, I like to bring everything fresh. Like I like to do.
You definitely hear it, and
To play around and get the sounds that I want to hear. You know what I mean? Because I don't feel like the sounds that are out there is the ones that I want to use. You know what I mean?
What is the music that inspired you? Like, when you were really young, what were you listening to that? It's like, if I think about stuff I listened to when I was, 16. First got to drive a car. First was able to date a girl.
Yeah.
Like stuff I listened to alone in my room when I was depressed. What was the really important influential music?
It was everything, to be honest. From
The Prodigy.
The Prodigy and Slipknot, and like fucking Middle Eastern music and like what's not, I don't think it's I never put too much listening and like saying like, okay, this is cool, I want to do something like that. You know what I mean? I think that everything that I went through in life, all the people I met and the places that I played and the feelings that I felt and that is inspiring me. It's like the moments that I realize, okay, this is what I need to do because this is what it makes it feel, not because this is the sound that I want to hear. You know what I mean?
No, but what I'm suggesting is that maybe there's an artist that just is emotional for you, that maybe you don't.
Yeah, I said loud. It's not from this scene. It's from my previous life. The Psytrance, the Loud duo. The name is Loud. I recommend everyone to just play it. It's like
Change your life.
Insane. Yeah.
What would you say the main component has stuck with you? I know you listen to various different styles, but the psychedelic aspect is something that is embedded in.
But why do you think
the groove? The like psychedelics.
Most people are decriminalized here. I'm not letting anybody know that they should do those things.
Good to know. Good to know.
Would you say that would be the main foundation that you kind of go off? You bring all the different styles, incorporate them all in, but you still try and keep the psychedelic.
Yeah, I try to keep it psychedelic and very groovy. Like I used to have on my Instagram bio making psychedelics and fat beats. Now I changed it to burgers and house music because I really like burgers now. Yeah.
I read that on your Instagram. I was like, okay, cool, we're gonna get some burgers.
They call me Burger Boy.
Nice.
So with all the different genres that you like, is that going to be something you're going to incorporate into collecting the dots? Which, congratulations.
Thank you.
Your new label.
I love the way you slid that in.
Oh, you told that before.
That's what she said.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna concentrate mainly on like the lower BPMs. Obviously, I'm not gonna go back to psytrance in this label.
What is that? Where are you concentrating with? What BPMs are you?
It's like what now?
Yeah, for your label.
Like 330, like 130 down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It can be even very low, but like not more than that. But yeah, this is basically what I am for, to bring that psychedelic sound, this groovy, funky, and try to mix them in together. Yeah, let's see how it goes. I already have a lot of releases planned this year. My first track, Mission Impossible, is going to release on the 31st of Jan this month, which I made it like 3 or 4 years ago.
Does it sound like this?
Oh,
Boom, 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 boom. That was started?
It's inspired by, actually. As you see, this is a thing. It's like tagadabam, badabadabam, which is the same scale but different melody. Which people are waiting for a long time actually, and I've been sending it out to a lot of labels, and it seems like people didn't believe in this tune. So,
well, the interesting thing about what you're saying is because music is so, it changes so quickly.
yeah,
Now, especially now with streaming and just having so much access, people have unlimited access to so much music. But you said that you made a track 4 years ago, and they make a track 4 years ago, and it's not only relevant, but it's fresh.
yeah,
It was an interesting thought to how your mind works in the studio.
exactly. It's like ahead of my time a little bit. So what I feel now, and this is hopefully will give me will like certified it. You know what I mean?
Unique sound, something different.
Yeah, because I've been trying to send it out to a lot of labels and nobody wanted it like over the years, over those 4 years. So it's either this track is shit, which I don't.
You fucked up!
You know what I mean? And I play it, like I'm playing it for years and my friends are playing it and I see it in like in my own eyes that this music is working, people want it. And it's just, I think they don't know how to take it. So here I am, stepping up, making it.
Which is great. It's a great way to go about it. You know, I think when we go in the studio and try to think of what we should make opposed to what we want to make, totally changes it and makes it into a bit of a trade.
Yeah.
You know?
What kind of artists will find the sound in your label?
I have some few artists, Rafael and Sapien. They're gonna do the second release, and Bonafik are going to do the third one. A lot of other talents from Israel, and hopefully with the natural growing of my own career, I would be able to bring bigger names and like more different colors to the label. I mean, obviously they will need to do the things that I know that like go with my agenda and what I believe in. But
your personal position.
yeah, but I like to think as this moment as like change from being like a DJ that's playing around the world and putting his music out to someone that's like curating a new thing and actually developing the scene, you know what I mean? And like keep the wheel going.
Do the tracks, when you're looking at, you know, signing tracks, do they have to fit into your set? Or, do they have to be an Omri track that would work in your set? Or do you...
I play what I like. I think that I make a lot of different styles of music, but it's all in my style. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't follow one genre in this category. I don't do only tech house or only melodic house. You know what I mean? I go and I experience and I do everything.
Omri house.
What's
Omri house.
Omri house?
Yeah.
Omri Dog House.
Maybe Omri Dot House. The
How-
Dot House.
We've got to put the dot. But
The dot house.
how did the selector track come about?
How did it come up? We were just sitting in the studio and making it. You know?
So you just, let's go
Me
in
and
the studio,
Yamaguchi,
you know.
yeah, let's do something. We've been friends for 7-8 years. We started our path together. There's a college in Israel. It's called, BPM, that we found ourselves in the same class together. And each of us did his own way and things. And then we met, saw each other together, in career-wise. So we said, let's do it. Let's sit in the studio, and we did it. And it's also like a year and a half ago. So it also took time,
Was that long ago?
Yeah, even that you see you guys loving it, right?
Yeah, it's good, Joy.
And you say it's a great track, but I sent, again, like with Mission Impossible, I sent it to so many labels. Everybody had it. You know what I mean? Nobody felt it, but now in the test of time, it works.
Well, we'll be hitting you up for Casa Alta recordings.
Yes, sir.
Watch this space. So, from the journey of listening to the music and enjoying other artists, what was the moment really that you thought that, fuck, I want to do this, or I can do this better, or I have a different ingredient that I want to...
You mean the label?
No, just you as an artist, like what was the moment that you were sat at home or in your car listening to music, you're like, fuck, I need to make this music.
Oh,
Like,
that happened when I was 17. I went to a psytrance party. I did what I did.
what did you do?
Acid.
We have another Diplo moment.
It is what it is. And I was like,
great.
fucking hell, what the fuck is going on here? You know, I was singing and like playing the drums, and I was like in a music school when I was younger. So I had like a background, and with the leftovers of the day, I went home. I was like, how to make electronic music on YouTube, and just started. I was producing for 2-3 years before I even started to play. Then at some point I'm like, okay, I have music, I like it, I want people to hear it, how do I do it? And then I started to DJ. So yeah, came. It was like the other way around
Right,
for me.
okay. So you were producing then, you were like, fuck, I need to play my own music.
Yeah, and then I did a tour when I was 20 in Mexico, Colombia. Nothing big, very small parties. And I came to Mexico at the end of the tour. Got to Tulum, saw what's going on there, and I'm like, whoa, this is cool. Maybe I should
What
do
year was
that.
that?
Because
What year?
I was 20, so 7 years ago, like 2018. No,
So
yeah, 18.
from your first DJ gigs, how did that come about? Did you have a mentor? Did you have someone?
I
that was
actually did.
championing
I
you?
actually did had someone that helped me in the beginning. His name is Omri. He's doing a psytrance project called Rising Dust. And I remember the first time he told me he used to have a bar, 2 bars in 2 spots in Jerusalem. He told me, if you want to come play in my place. Like, it's something small, you know, like 10 people, 15 people. And I came and I played like 2 hours, 3 hours. And when I left, he gave me like 200 shekel, which is like $50.
You got paid in your gig?
Yeah, and I wasn't got.
You get paid?
Yeah,
Don't tell Mark that.
and he got.
What?
and he
It's
gave
gone
me-
up a little bit.
Yeah, it's gone up a little bit. He gave me those $50, and I'm like, yo, it was amazing for me. You know what I mean? To actually get paid for the thing that I've been doing for like 3 years now, and like it was crazy.
Was it scary?
Because for me and for my dad, I told you earlier, but I would say again, I have like a Libyan dad, you know, like rough. He has a wood factory. But like
Is that
for
where you got
him,
the stick from?
yeah. And yeah, so he's like, he sees his kid sitting on the computer, making like
What did he say? What,
exactly.
If you could hear, what did
That's
he,
what I'm saying.
What
Like,
did he think?
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, what did
It's
he,
like a
what-
3-4 years thing that he doesn't make money. Like the kid, I mean, doesn't make money. Sitting in the studio, smoking weed, doing like all the negative things that you can think as your son. That you have like this perspective of life. So,
Yeah.
you know.
But what would he have thought, for instance, you know, you're in the fucking studio, just zoned out, making music. Did he poke his head in to be like, Omri, your fucking dinner's ready? What the fuck is that weird shit you're making, man? Like, did he understand? Did he...
I don't think he understand, but he was supportive. You know, he tried to understand, and I think that now when he sees me like touring and traveling, and a year ago in Independence Day in Israel, I brought my 2 parents first time to my shows. It was like a 5K people show. It was like a big thing, you know, and they really saw for the first time what I actually do.
Plus,
So what I mean?
it must have been a special day for you.
So yeah, it was. So it's been a long road, and now he's very proud. But you can imagine how it looks to him, at least. The guy that came, like, did everything. You know, it's like you put work, you get money. This is what you know.
Was he,
you know
was
what
he
I
in music? Did he play instruments?
No,
No influence on that?
no one in my house. Like, my mom pushed me into it when I was 6. she probably realized, she sensed that I have like this musical side. She forced me, I remember she forced me to play the guitar and I didn't like it. I'm like, I don't want to play the guitar, Mom. She's like, hey, yeah, you know what I mean? I want to go, I don't know what, play soccer like a regular kid. No, what's not?
What music of your parents, did they have music on in the house? Like what would they been
Like Middle Eastern,
Okay.
kind of.
traditional?
Also, like Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Everything, to be honest. All around disco and
You hear the disco. I know you have a disco side to you.
yeah. I think it wasn't like, it wasn't like my mom, oh, you need to know this artist and you need to know, she is educated this way, but not so much that she can forward it to me, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't her life. But my mom used to do like the best house parties and like holidays and like things like that. And she's like a very fun, wild individual and like, oh. So the music was there and she knows, but it wasn't like she taught me or anyone is like
So-
making music.
Probably from them early days being in them house parties, although you weren't involved in a way, but you were young and you were absorbing an energy.
Maybe,
Definitely,
Yeah.
right? Because you see people they're laughing, they're joking, and there's a vibe.
Yeah.
You probably caught on to that and understood when it changes and, people have a few different drinks and it's changing a little bit.
Yeah, I guess, if you see it when you grow up, it's getting into you if you want it or not. So, that may be true. I need to talk with her about it, actually.
You should.
Would you like to have her over?
Yeah, maybe one day. We'll do a
Hey, tell her to
co-interview.
come to Aspen tomorrow as well. I was reading, because I was doing a little bit of research on it, just trying to understand some stuff, and I really like what you were talking about, kind of how your approach in the studio is kind of like expanding the mind and how not sticking to a formula, starting a track and it can end in a totally different way and have a journey in it if
Yeah,
journey is required and if the vibe is there, just go with it. I
exactly.
really like that.
Yeah, also, a lot of mistakes happen in the studio. Beautiful. Like the best mistake, like the worst mistakes come, like brings the most beautiful things, you know what I mean?
That's what I keep telling them.
I don't know if it works in this scenario.
So,
But yeah, it's you try, because at the end of the day, it's music. I don't think that there are ground rules, but in the end of the day, if something complements the other thing, so the rule breaks in the second. You know what I mean? It doesn't.
It has to work together. I mean, it is house
Exactly.
music, so
Has to like
people have to be able to play it.
It has to harmony, like be in harmony. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to sound.
I think that's one of the things that, like I touched on earlier, you can really hear the difference, where the music's coming from, if it's planned in a certain way or if it's kind of loose and full of emotion and
Yeah, there's a lot of different approaches. I also made tunes. Also, Meet Tagami, for instance. He's a very good friend of mine, very talented producer.
who is this?
I think you met him before.
Tagami. Yeah, I think. So he has this very planned approach. He's like, okay, I'm playing this Man Warrior now, so I need this opener. I don't want to make this thing. I want to make them feel this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And or what's not. So sometimes I go with this, and I follow these things. And sometimes you just go into the studio, and you play. And whatever comes, and you sing and you try out and you write lyrics and sometimes nothing comes out. It can be like the crappiest crap ever.
Yeah, I mean, every artist is different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think it changes also from day to day. I don't think that everybody comes to the studio and does press the same buttons, you know what I mean, and does the exact same thing, because this is not fun.
Right.
well, there's a whole lot of life involved in what you've done before you go into the studio. Your mood is essential. It really changes things up. But when you're in the studio, if you're working on an idea, how long would you fight the idea if it's not organically happening. Some tracks, you know what I'm saying, make themselves.
Yeah.
You get it and you just know this is going to be fucking amazing. You
Chick-chock.
might have 32 bars, but you know where it's going to
Yeah,
go.
all the parts come.
There's some tracks that you have to
Yeah.
pull them out of the speaker and you're like, there's something in here, I don't know what it is, but I feel something, but I can't pinpoint it. What amount of time would you fight with a track before you go, oh fuck it?
I think pretty quick. I know if there's something in it that I want to maintain, and there is a lot of also approaches for that, like, because you can also make a track and get to a point that you're like, okay, I don't know, like it's good, I don't know what to do with it now, and then you send it out for a collaboration. That's
Can you get stuck?
Yeah, because it gets stuck.
Yeah, you got an idea.
Yeah,
Gets
also
it there.
someone that comes out and see the bigger picture and gets the track and doesn't have any feelings to it. You know what I mean?
Can help.
Just like
Yeah.
fuck it up.
Then you get the track back and you go, no, you don't fucking get it either. Delete.
So sometimes, exactly. Sometimes it's like, oh no.
So, you know,
Sometimes like, oh yeah, that's what it's needed. You know?
do you produce on the road? Are you on the flight? Like you're obviously traveling
Yeah.
a lot. Do you have a setup on the flight? Like,
Yeah,
do you come up with ideas like on the side? Like when
AirPods.
right? Okay.
AirPods, computer, I mean a laptop, and that's it.
You don't have to say that, by the way.
Why?
You know, some of these guys just like to get fucked up on the flight.
Well, I go on the flight. I take a fucking sleeping pill, put my eye
Yeah.
mask on, fucking see.
No, yeah, on flights it's actually very hard for me to produce. I do it in the hotel. I make like with the computer speakers like that and like AirPods. In the flight I'm the same. I just want to get over with this, taking whatever I can to knock myself out.
You know, if you open that Ableton, whatever you're producing on, then the guy next to you's gonna go, "But you make it sound,"
Yeah.
and that's annoying.
I was DJing in
What is it that- what are you
1974.
doing over there?
Are you play weddings?
The question that I love the most is what are you producing with?
What are you
It's a
producing?
funny question.
Yeah,
What are you
It
producing?
doesn't matter, you know.
yeah.
That's interesting.
It's interesting because there's a lot of people come at production from a different standpoint. Some people are hands-on, some people are
A lot
not.
of people are
Some
very
people.
attached to these.
Yeah, I don't get it.
programs.
But production happens in so many different forms. Some people are really nerdy and into the software, and some people are ideas people, and
Some
I
people
think
that
it
doesn't
doesn't-
even touch the
it
computer.
doesn't matter.
I think it's a insecurity. They want to know: are you really good? Are you using AI? Do you have Ghost? Like, what are you producing on? Then they want to check you.
Like they test you
They're
out.
testing you
Yeah.
to see. Okay, are you real? You know, like there's a lot of dipshit want to
Yeah.
be producer people.
I just think it's people, you know.
I think that there's
What
better
does it matter?
questions to
You
know
make
if you are a really
It
producer.
really doesn't matter.
You make
know.
the track.
It really doesn't
The
matter.
track's great. I don't give a shit. If you
End of
fucking
story. The
record it
end.
on a
Yeah.
4-track like I used
Yeah.
to make my shitty songs on.
Yeah. No,
Pretty fire actually.
it's an open book for it, you know. So with all the travel and stuff, and obviously looking through the eyes of, you know, 16, 17, 18-year-old.
Those people don't listen to music.
No, but what would you say is the hardest part about what you're doing with all the different parts of it you have to manage now? Going to fucking airports, meeting fucking crazy promoters like
Talking
that.
to Frank.
I think that flying is the worst thing ever.
That's the worst.
That's the worst.
the worst. But it's
It's hard.
I hate it.
I had a weekend a month ago. I played in Wednesday in Vegas. Mexico City. Thursday Vegas. Friday Phoenix. Saturday Guadalajara. Sunday LA. That was like devastating. You know what I mean? Like
That
I
was
slept
kinda whack.
only on the plane. I got to the hotel. I didn't even did like that to the blanket. You know what I mean? Everything stayed perfect.
They don't always give you 2 days of the hotel.
No, I knew you guys. I knew you guys.
You gotta
That's the Pappy hookup. So you're playing tonight, 10 till 12. You've not played here before. Will
Let's play
you?
at Zodiac House.
Yep, Zodiac House. It's actually going to be incredible.
Which I
partner.
heard very good things about.
Incredible.
Right, by the way, everyone that I told them that I'm going to Denver to play Zodiac House, they told me it's the best spot.
It is the best spot.
Well,
So,
the coming together.
you're doing a good job.
Casa,
Yeah, I knew.
Casa
My
Alta,
friend- my
Zodiac
friends, we partnered on
House.
some shows. He played the first ever at this location.
Oh, wow.
Fergie did.
Excellent. Excellent. And that's what I'm saying. It's a totally different vibe.
Donovan played the other location for a show. And both those shows were Casa Alta.
But this is the last one tonight
Yeah, this
in this
location.
venue.
Yeah.
I was going to
So-
tell you, okay, my parents, I told you earlier, this is Larimer Street we're on right now. The only place that we go on dates was on Larimer Street, in Larimer Square. It's the only time I ever heard them go on dates.
Mm.
We were playing about 40 feet from where they used to go on dates. When I was in high school, I used to go to a place called The Market. It's owned by an Arab guy. And it was cool. It had like all kinds of stuff that I could buy. I was allowed to buy when I was 16. My wife, she was 15. You know, we're 45 now. 20 feet from where you're playing tonight.
Crazy.
This place has historical importance to me. It's an honor to have you here tonight.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here. And I
Yes.
hope I'll deliver
You will
and make a
deliver.
good closing for this great adventure of yours.
Yes,
Thank
of course.
you.
Seriously.
Thank you so much for joining us. You're the first guest on
The first
Casa
guest.
Alta TV.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
001.
An absolutely brilliant set tonight. We'll be there.
Thank
We'll be
you.
there. The bell's on.